Hey yo, what is going on guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I just wanted to go over the main DPS characters that you should be using in 2022, because this also just follows up my last video that I made. Not the giveaway, but the video I made about who to main in 2022, so this is just going to be about like DPS characters specifically. And while we're on the topic of the giveaway, I'll announce that at the end of this video, and I'll have like a separate little video about talking about that giveaway part. So if you want to stay tuned for who won, what happened with the giveaway in general, that'll be at the end of the video. But anyway, let's get started. So the first character is going to be Chloromancer. Chloromancer did get a pretty big nerf to not only the damage, but the cooldowns also take quite a bit of time to actually, get going. And it's kind of annoying to set up the plans, but Chloro actually does pretty good DPS. Still not as good as before, obviously, but it is still pretty good. So as far as doing deep delves and just fighting bosses, Chloro is going to be your go-to character for that. You're still able to do a lot of damage, so that's always pretty good. It's just really annoying because, like I said, the plants, you're gonna have to hit Q twice if you have Chronomatic Emblem to get the ability for the good plant. So if you hit your ultimate and then you just throw your M2, you're gonna have to hit Q twice, and then you can throw another one, hit Q twice, throw another one. Same cycle, same loop. But yeah, it's kind of just annoying to do now. Next up, we do have the Shadowhunter. Now, Shadowhunter is just a really good all-around class now because you can farm with this character and you can do damage with them. You can use your ultimate, which fires a lot of little arrows, which is dependent on your attack speed of the character, and you can also just straight up do your basic attack, which also does a lot of damage. And you'll notice with Shadowhunter, you'll get little arrows above your head, and once you're at 5, even 4 for that matter, 3 is still pretty good too. Just hit your Q and use M2 or whatever that is on console, and you can see your character do a lot of burst damage to whatever you're fighting. So if it's a boss, you can see the health drop quite a bit if you do that. But yeah, Shadowhunter is a really good character. If you want to know how to build this character or even any other characters that I have here, you can check out a couple videos ago. Actually, I made a build for every single character in the game. Moving on to Bard. Bard is actually a really good character. The only issue I have with him really is that he doesn't have the longest ranged attack. So if you want to do your damage portion, you just have to get really up close to the boss, but that could also lead to death pretty quickly. So I don't know, it's kind of up to you. Bard is really good, but the nice thing about Bard is that you can actually just buff your teammates, and not only your teammates but yourself as well. So you can get a healing buff going, you can get the attack boost going, you can get the speed buff, which you probably won't really want to do during a boss fight. So if you're doing a boss fight, you're probably going to be wanting to use the attack one just so you can do some damage, obviously. But yeah, overall Bard is going to be a good character to use as well for damage. Next up, we do have the Vanguard, and I actually don't know how many people know this, but you can actually buff your teammates and allies as well with Vanguard as you can with Bard. So if you look at the M5 ability, it says here for this specific one, it increases your movement speed and damage resistance. This is going to be your farming one. So if I just, do my basic attack, I'm punching. But if I swap over to the ranged attack, you can see it changes. Increases damage and attack speed, so that's also really good to have. And if you have a group of, teammates, you can use that. It's not like a massive buff or anything, but it still helps out quite a bit. So you can use this character for bosses as well. Moving on to the Ice Sage. Now, I only put this character on my list here because Ice Sage used to be a really good all-around type character, and even though Ice Sage isn't the best, you can use Ice Sage for boss fights, but you could also use Ice Sage for groups of enemies, because if you're doing deep delves and you have to gather a group of enemies, you can use Ice Sage to clear them out, because, your Clash Gem is pretty overpowered. Even though Ice Sage got massive amounts of nerfs, it's still going to be a good character to use. Just know that other characters like Chloro will do more damage than Ice Sage when it comes to single target DPS, but when it comes to groups of enemies, Ice Sage will be a really good character to use for that still. Now moving on to Rev, a physical damage character. I know I talked about the Vanguard, but for Rev is a really good physical damage character as well, and you can also farm with this character. But since we're talking about boss fight damage, Rev is still going to be pretty good at doing damage. Just know that if it's, going to take a long time with the boss fight, Rev isn't going to be super good for that. So if you're doing deep delves and you're fighting a boss with the Rev, it probably won't go too well. But if the boss is a little bit easier, so if your boss is in Gloom for delves or under, like U9 or something, you can definitely use Rev for both farming and for damage. Might be a little bit tricky for Leviathans, but you still can. You're going to burn through your flasks quite a bit. And there will be better classes at dealing damage, such as Chloromancer or the Shadowhunter, for example. But for physical damage characters, Rev is going to be a good one to use. Going over to the Gunslinger, I actually like this class. I hate it for farming, but it's pretty good. You can actually do a lot of damage, a lot of burst DPS damage with Gunslinger. If you do want to use him for damage, you can go ahead and do that. The only thing you have to really do with him is just cycle through his ultimate. Just make sure, you hit Q, you have your chronomatic emblem that brings the cooldown a little bit lower. You keep shooting and then just, you know, hit Q in a little cycle where you can just cycle through your ultimate, if that makes sense. And obviously you'll have to get his Clash Gem and you'll be able to do a lot of damage with Gunslinger. And there is the Lunar Lancer as well, but I don't want to make this video too long talking about so many different classes if you just want to pick like one option, for example, or if you have like your own build going for some other class. But I just want to talk about the Pirate Captain because I feel like he's not really used as much. You can actually use this character, have your turrets go down, have the bosses aggro a turret, and you can just deal a bunch of damage with Pirate Captain. And if you have his hidden effect called Avast Yi, you can also do much more damage with Pirate Captain. Like you can take out a boss in dusk in about 30 seconds or less. So yeah, Pirate Captain is a pretty good character. He's kind of like Bard when it comes to short-ranged attacks, but like I said, his turrets are going to be good. You can go up close and jump in front of the boss and shoot if you want to do damage. But yeah, Pirate Captain is a good class, and if you have any other classes that you want to talk about that I didn't talk about in this video that you think is really good, I'll pin it in the comments down below. But don't say something like Boomeranger is good, like actually give a valid reason of like what kind of build you use and just, you know, something like that. And apart from that, thank you guys for watching the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's move on to the giveaway winners. Hey yo, what is going on guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video, I'm just going to pick the winner for the giveaway. So as you can see, we have this video here that I told you guys to comment on, and there were a lot of you. So I do apologize if you weren't picked because there's so many of you guys in here. This is really hard to just pick one person. Like, this is why I don't like doing giveaways, because only one person can win. I wish all of you guys could win, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I found like a random comment generator here on the internet, commentpicker.com. So I'm just going to copy and paste this link. I already did it, but I'll just do it again just in case. So we got that. We'll filter out the duplicate users, just, you know, we have one user in general for each person. So everyone that commented is able to win. So I'm just going to do get YouTube comments. There's 49 of them. It's not including the replies, so as long as you commented, you're good to go. So yeah, the moment I hit start, I think we're just going to get a winner. So I guess here we go. Oh, here we go. It's the hype is going on, and Trait is the winner here. So congratulations to Trait. You are the winner for this giveaway for the 10 million Flux. And you know, I feel like that's just not that many. I want at least another person to win. So the next winner, I'm just gonna give you 1 million Flux. I know it's not nowhere near 10 million, but 1 million is still a lot. So Trait is the winner of the 10 million Flux, and we'll just do one for 1 million. So I'll just pick another winner. And FXH, you are the winner of the 1 million Flux. I will do my best to get in contact with you. It's going to be kind of hard through YouTube, so if you guys could leave your IGNs in the comments of where I replied to you before, I think what I'll do is I'll try to find your guys' comments. I'll ask you to leave your IGN so I can contact you. This is PC only, by the way, and I'll probably just do like a little confirmation thing on my Discord server. So like I'll just show a picture of the trade between me and the person, just so you guys don't think I faked the giveaway. I want to actually give you guys the Flux. But yeah, apart from that, thank you guys for participating. I appreciate all of you. I'll still be making a bunch of tutorials for you guys. If you want to see something that hasn't been on my channel, then drop something down in the comments down below and you could be responsible for that video. And on that note, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel, drop a like, and I will see you all later.